when it comes to trying to be more than what you already are, it really depends on how you're viewing what is more. It really depends on how you look at yourself already. What do you view who you are now and what you want to be? Really, if you think about it, I saw this quote, I believe, honest, it was probably Mike Tyson, but he said, impossible is nothing to those who try. If you look at yourself and you look at your life, there are times when you feel so down and you feel so under the weight of everything in the world. And you say to yourself, there is no absolute way I'm getting out of this. There's no way I can make it out of whatever situation I'm in. There's no way that I can even fathom that I'm going to be able to do better for myself or other people around. Maybe you're doing horrible for your family. Man, you're probably drinking all the time. Maybe you're doing drugs. Maybe you're living a fast life. Doesn't matter, right? But you've racked up so many things. And you say to yourself, there's no way I can cash out. There's no way I could cash out and become a better person. There's no way that I'm going to be able to do it because the weight of everything around me is just too much. You could be talking about you want to achieve something. You think about it, right? How many times do people, I always see these in videos, but it was always an interesting topic when they talk about the mile, right? Every time somebody beat another time of a mile, somebody had said prior, there's no way anybody's going to beat that. There's no way you could beat that. It's impossible. It's impossible. And then somebody ended up going and beating it. And now you have how many more people beating that time? Because it was only impossible for somebody who didn't try over and over and over again. And that's how you have to look at your life. You have to look at what you're trying to become. You have to look at if you're trying to better yourself. You're going to look at it and it's going to look impossible. The reason why it looks impossible is because nobody's ever done it. At least in your mind or your environment, where the culture you're from, I don't care how you want to look at it, nobody's ever done it before, right? So to you, your mind can't fathom an impossible situation. It can fathom the hard work and the result you want, but it can't always fathom the idea of an impossible thing. So, if you can view yourself doing it, you can imagine that you can do it. Technically, it's not impossible. Because your mind can't fathom impossible, right? And imagination isn't always an impossible thing. It's not always a fictional thing. An imagination can be something that just hasn't happened yet. An imagination can be something that just needs to occur, that needs to be looked into, investigated, whatever, however you want to look at it. So when you are trying to better yourself or you're trying to better people around you, you have to really think about, even if it looks like you're unable to achieve that goal, if you push hard enough, can you still get it? Can you get it? Is there a way out of whatever it is that you're going through? Is there a way out of it? I guarantee there is. I guarantee that if you push hard enough, you're going to be able to achieve it. It's going to be rough. You're going to go through patches, okay? And I'm telling you right now, somebody like me, man, I've been through them patches. Statistically speaking, I should not be where I'm at. I shouldn't be, man. And we can talk about different aspects, right? Just even if you want to really look at it, let's just talk about when it comes to a certain age and success, right? By the time I was 30 years old, I had already pounded through multiple schools, multiple degrees, multiple careers. You're talking about criminology, pre-law, didn't go to law school, went to the oil field, owned my own company, went back to the oil field, went for nursing, from nursing to nurse practitioner. From 18 to 30, I achieved all of that while working multiple jobs within those time periods. Making money, doing all the things I was supposed to do, losing everything in that scheme, Hell, I used to have all kinds of stuff, man. I had to sell it all numerous times just to get to where I needed to be, right? Somebody may look at my life and be like, dude, I don't know how you even did that. I don't know how you were able to maintain that type of timeline within that amount of time. I mean, what? You graduate, my first college at 22, I had 8 years. In 8 years, I graduated in the oil field, drove truck, drove coal truck, swept floors every day for weeks on end, garage floors, making $10 an hour, until I went to another job that was going to lead to me to be able to go to school, going to school during the week, sitting there driving truck on the weekends, flip, whatever, school during the week, truck on the weekends, truck during the week, whatever, right? I did that. 2 years, got myself through school, right? Got myself through it. Got through nursing school, man. Working on the oil field on the weekends, man. Very blessed. Thank you. Got my CDL, prior to that. That's how I was able to do this. Then you get out and you're like, yo, I got to get done. I want to get done by 30. I want to get done. You see the goal and you set it. And you said, oh, I'm going to do this. So I said, all right, what do I got to do? Well, I'm going to work multiple jobs and multiple specialties, and I'm going to pound out, get that experience, all while doing school full time. Get to school, get your clinicals in. While you're doing clinical, travel for work, right? Making more money for less days. Utilizing the experience that you gained at your other jobs to now create an access to you to get a better job, that if you do that job, it will help you get through this situation to get to the next level, right? So by the time I was 30, done. I graduated before my 30th birthday. I was 29 years old when I finished. Dude, 8 years. 8 years, man, if that. To get all that shit done, man. And I did it. Where I come from, that type of culture, that's not always seen. That type of drive is not always seen. The hustle's there. Where I come from, man, we hustle, right? I came from an environment, man, they was hustling. May not have been good stuff. You might have been hustling drugs or guns or whatever they was hustling, But the hustle mentality is there. Knowing that you got to do something to gain something. If I don't do this, I'm never going to gain this. And if you just apply that same mentality, you can do a lot with it. And we will address it at another point. I love that type of idea, actually. I love that type of idea. Applying a mindset, from something like that to achieve this, if you put it somewhere else, I think that's great to talk about. It's what a lot of people actually do, become pretty high up in life because they've came from some type of other environment or culture that maybe that type of mentality was utilized, let's say, negatively, and then they were able to convert it to a positive aspect, right? But the grand scheme of what I'm trying to say is that, you can sit here all day and you can say that, well, that's great for somebody else to be able to do. Maybe they had more opportunities. Yeah, maybe they did, man. Maybe they did. But I think that opportunities that lead to certain things are also relating to timelines that you limit yourself in. And if you say to yourself, well, I want to get it done by 30. If I don't get it done, I'm done. I said, who cares? Why? Who cares? Get it done by 35. Get it done by 40. Look at these influencers you see on here. Some of these older dudes, man. Some of these military dudes who had a bunch of things go on, right? I got to give my respect to that. These dudes, man, put in some time, and they know that there's regimented times for some of this stuff. Some of them went through bad times and still came back. So I don't think that there's a real timeline. If you don't believe it is there, it's not impossible, because you're still going to keep trying. You're still going to keep trying at it, okay? And I can't really stress that enough. I know in an earlier video, I had talked about the 5-year plan, and I'm going to readdress that again, not today, but that 5-year plan is so important, man. You might lose things in that 5 years, man, but you might gain the world if you put your time in, all right? So I just really wanted to address that today, that don't look at what's going on right now and how bad it might be. Because Lord knows, sometimes, man, we struggle and we think there's no way. Like, there's no way. And I know I've said that before, but it's so imperative for you to understand that it's okay to think that way. It's okay to feel like there is no way you're getting through this. It's okay. How could you think that you can yet? You don't know yet. But if you push and put the time in that you're supposed to, I firmly believe that you can. I believe that you can do anything you want to do. Anything you want to do. If you believe that that is what you are going to achieve, you can do it. So just Put that time in. Don't give up. Steady pressure every day. And I promise you that you will achieve everything that you ever wanted to. All right? So keep going after today. Keep the steady pressure. Stack good behaviors. And stay up. And good luck.